Hello there, guys. Hey, how you doing? I've got a bit more moose in my neck now. Still bloody driving me nuts, but a little bit more movement. Um, anyway, I'm just literally going to see Josie. I've got a bag with a sleeping bag and some pillow in. Some man's dealing with somebody who wants to sit on the floor and be all romantic, I think. Um, it's a really, really difficult one, isn't it? These doors here are basically the doors to Portsmouth City Council, and these rooms in here are basically the offices for social care, and that's where they sit down and get an understanding of where somebody is to help them. They're not helping. Like at the end of the day, Josie has been kept an open, well, a closed open prison in foster care and kept under until she's 24. I've had a right conversation with her today that I just feel like I've failed her so much. But the fact is, there's nothing I can do. Josie is now turning 19 next week, and she is responsible for all of her actions, but she doesn't know what to do without her daughter. And it's so hard to watch because I've seen Josie go from being a typical foster care kid, Scally, to having a baby in her womb, to like really jumping through hoops with hostel and hostel and hostel. And it's never, ever, ever been her parenting that has ever been a question. It's never, ever her as a mother that's been a question. It's how the Josie John side, the one who keeps her safe on the streets. Not many women could come out and sit in the streets. You've got a woman over there that is feeling safe and sitting out on the streets with her fella. I won't show him because it's a private moment, but she's huddled up with him. I know for me, having my father, my brothers, and a husband has been about feeling safe. There's a big sign in front of me at the moment. Domestic abuse isn't just physical. I don't know if you can see that on the big screen. It says, oh, it says domestic abuse is not just physical. I don't know if I move around if I'll lose the My City Wi-Fi, and I don't want it to cut out. So, um, we deal. It's not so much about it being emotional abuse. It's about people understanding the dogma of others and their own belief systems, their own core structure, their own values, their own beliefs, their own integrity, their own self-respect, their own confidence, their own self-esteem, and their own individuality of who they are, their character, their personality, and to be able to walk down the streets being who you are. Most people are quite happy wearing a mask. And I'm talking about people who are on the streets, people coming out from the system, people, who don't have the confidence to interact. We've got people out here on scooters having fun. They've got masks on, they're out. Some people conform to the ways of the world, some people follow the orders of their government, and some people are just so free spirited and know who they are and what they stand for. Never in my life have I ever had to worry about what people think until it was written down on paperwork that affected my children being taken from me, which is what's happened to Josie. But Josie had just turned 18 when she fell pregnant, and just moved back to get my signal back. Sorry, I know someone just came on and flitted off while I'd come off then as well. Um, you know, Josie had a future when she had her daughter. She had things that she wanted to do, things she wanted to create, things that she'd never thought about before, a life that she'd never known, a life that she wanted for her daughter that she didn't get. She wanted to be the mother that her mother wasn't to her. Her mother currently lives on the streets in London and takes I'm a bit naive when it comes to drugs, and I still don't really understand the difference between what would be classed as smack and crack. And I'm now learning that Coke mixed with bicarbonated soda becomes one of the other ones. So when it comes to me and drugs, I'm a little bit naive because it's never really been my world other than pain management. I mean, prescription popping drugs, and I've been on them the last couple of days. I have been down in the Nurofen. Um, but, Josie didn't want to be like her mum. I don't know if I'm going to get the opportunity to actually video Josie. I'm going to video her off live on my camera for her to see the situation that she's currently in. Got literally 20 minutes to the end of Passover. So it starts with Lent, ends with Passover, and I've been working on something very personal to me to do with my own boundaries. And I'm hoping to be able to go and spend some time with Josie now and maybe just literally give her some form of future. She can walk into this office as an adult, but again, the paperwork will kick her back to children's social care until she's 24. I emancipated myself at 16 and 1 week from children's social care, but I would have had any right up until the age of 21, 22, I think it was, to go back and come in, as they said. They said Kelly comes in when she's turning a corner. She doesn't need people to make the decisions for her. She needs people who can help her understand the consequences of her actions and help her make a decision herself. Josie is a very, 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 very beautiful soul, and she calls me mum. I was very embarrassed today as she was on the streets and there was a lot of kids around that knew me, and she was shouting mum, and I wanted to tell the world that she's not my daughter and I didn't do this to her and I didn't put her in this situation. I'm the only mum she's got right now, and I don't want to say she's not my daughter because she is. The Lord chose that. I really wish I could bring her in, but it would cause problems with the boys. I don't know. Maybe there's somebody out there that could maybe help me with this one. And I don't know what they're celebrating, but they're celebrating something. Oh, someone turning up, I think. So anyway, I'm going to pop off and see Josie, but Portsmouth City Council, yeah, she may be responsible for her own actions, but you've done this to her. And if anyone grooms Josie, tries to take her, she's got to go through what she's got to go through, and I have to let her do this. And